Did you know that it only takes a few seconds for HR to review your resume? In this video, we'll be creating a resume from scratch. Say you're a newcomer in Canada, you have no prior experience, but you still want to get a job, you still want to be applying for jobs. And this might be quite a challenge, I should say. But with the right strategies, you can create a resume that will highlight your skills and potential. And if you want your resume to stand out from the crowd, you might want to know about today's sponsor of this video, Fiverr. Before we dive into the tips, let's talk about why it is important to have a resume, even though you have no experience. A resume is your chance to highlight your skills, maybe some volunteering experience if you have some, maybe some qualifications, courses, anything that people should know about you before hiring you. It is often the first impression you make, so it's very important to make a good one. And please don't worry if you have zero experience, because today we'll be talking about that too. For now, we can just start writing the main points. Don't worry about formatting, we'll format everything after. Let's start with the basics. First of all, you need to include your name, phone, email. If it's a creative job, you might also consider adding a link to your portfolio. So let's say my name is Jane Doe. My phone number is, like, I'm in Canada, 514-000-0000. Email janedoe@gmail.com. We are applying for a UX designer, let's say, position, so I would also add my title in here as well. So it would look something like this. You might also want to include your location so a potential employer knows where you are, because maybe you're still in, I don't know, Philippines, you're applying for jobs in Toronto, and your potential employer sees that you're in Philippines and they're like, what? So you might as well just include your new location, which is Toronto. In my case, it's Montreal, so I would put it right here, Montreal, Quebec. Another interesting thing about resumes in Canada is that you do not need to include any pictures. So if you have a pretty headshot prepared for your resume, I'm sorry, we don't do that in North America. If you don't have much work experience or volunteering experience or any experience in general, I think it's a good idea to start with a strong objective statement. It is basically a sentence or two where you express your interest about your future position. Maybe you can highlight some of your key expertise, or maybe you can state your career goals, or maybe you can write about what you're looking at in your future job. Let's say I'm a recent college graduate looking for a UX designer position. What do? I can also say where I can use my creative skills to help company grow. Something like that. Passionate about producing innovative design solutions, I'm excited to collaborate with a team of like-minded people, professionals, to develop visually compelling content and marketing materials. So I think it's a good objective that states where I am in my career, which is a recent graduate, what I want to do in my career. So I think it's good for now. The next part, since you don't have much experience, is to focus on your education. Through your education, you can actually tell a lot about yourself. You can include things like your degree, your GPA, maybe some coursework, maybe some papers you've written, maybe you did some extracurriculum things, so everything should go here. And if you've taken any courses that might be relevant to your position, don't forget to add them. So let's say I've taken some online courses. One would be Google Design course, another one would be Coursera Design Thinking course. So you can also add them to your resume. Say UX Design course, Google, and don't forget about the dates. So it's very important, so people know that it's not that you studied 5 years ago and then you did nothing and now you're applying for jobs. You need to kind of showcase that you've been doing things. The next one is really important, and you might need some time to think about that, and it is to emphasize your skills. Even though you don't have experience, you might have the skills needed for a position you're applying for. Start with some hard skills. Maybe you know some software. For example, I'm applying for a design position. I can include Figma, Sketch, Zeppelin, Principle, Adobe Creative Cloud. So all the software that I'm using for my job or for my potential job, I can include here. But also, since we don't have much experience here, you can also include soft skills. So in my previous videos where I was talking about building a resume, I would be like, do not put those, communication, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, when you're a person with 5 years of experience, nobody cares about being creative, team worker, blah, 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 working under pressure. But if you're a student with not much experience available, then maybe you should add those to your skills. And while you might not have traditional work experience, you might want to include some experience that might be relevant to your position. For example, I'm applying for a design job and I helped my mom create Christmas cards for her business. It's not a real job, it was just like, helping mom, but I can still use it for my resume. Maybe you did some volunteering, maybe you did some internships, or maybe you even participated in some college events, did something there. Think about it and try to find out if you have anything that you could put in your resume. As for me, I would say that I created graphic materials for different events. When I was studying at event management, I was actually creating different posters, different business cards, stuff like that. So that can be relevant. Created graphic assets for events. Here I would also specify, so business cards, posters, invitations. And I also helped with the website design and helped with website design. The next section in your resume might be achievements. Maybe you won some competitions, maybe you participated in some kind of contests. Maybe you, like me, just got a scholarship, or maybe you made it to the Dean's List. So a Dean's List is basically when you have all the A's, and I actually made to Dean's List, which is phenomenal because I'm not a straight A student, but yeah, let's put it into my achievements. Achievements. Jesus. Yeah. Let's say I received a scholarship. I don't remember how many people were there, but I think the winners, so it was like 9 of us or something. It's really helpful to include dates if you have them. If not, that's okay. Made it to Dean's List. Okay, we're almost done. And when talking about achievements, I think it's very important to be as specific as possible. If, let's say, you increased sales by 20%, you can say I helped increasing sales by 20% in time frame, in a quarter, in a year, or whatever. So the potential employee can actually see the results of your work. Maybe it was an unpaid job, but then you have shown good results, and that's what matters. And don't forget to use a functional resume format. You can add some headings like I did, saying education, experience, skills, achievements. Your resume should be 1 page long and have prominent sections, meaning it's easy to scan. Everybody can see, hey, this is experience, this is education, this is hobbies, stuff like that. And if you find formatting or maybe even writing resume too complicated, too overwhelming, you can always find an expert who will help you with that. So I decided to try Fiverr and see how the experts can help me formatting a resume, because English is not my first language, and sometimes it's hard for me to phrase things the way that it's more applicable for a job position, for example. I don't think my English can be compared to English of a native speaker, so let's see what we can do on Fiverr. First of all, you can browse the catalog of all the services available on Fiverr, but we are interested in writing translations, resume writing. I'm gonna pick Canada because that's where I am, that's where I'll be applying for jobs. And I'll say I want the experts speak English because that's what we want. So I picked 3 experts in 3 different price ranges, so you guys can see what $10, $40, and $80 can get you. The first expert is Nora, and she claims to write a resume in 1 day and charges $10 for that. Let's see what Nora did. So she did my resume in 24 hours. That's very nice. If you need something fast, that's the way to go. Also, she didn't ask me much questions, so she wasn't like clarifying things. She was just, okay, I take this, I create your resume. Let's take a look. I think it's really pretty. You can see all the headings, everything is super organized. You can easily scan the resume. Also, what experts do, they make your resume ATS friendly, which is the automated system. So when you're applying for jobs, this system scans your resume, it takes the keywords and then it's like, okay, this one might be a good candidate and this one might be not. I really like how she added some keywords relevant to my potential job. So she added human-centered design, web design, mobile design, sketching ideas, visual design, and all of that is actually true. When you are thinking about your future resume, about your skills, you might forget about some things just because we are all humans, and I mean, yeah, that happened to me many times, as you can see. She also added core qualifications so potential employers can see what I actually can do. Volunteering experience, so I designed graphic assets, I assisted in the design of websites, I volunteered, communicate with people. Amazing. I think this resume can go to the potential employers. I can apply for jobs with that. One thing is that you need to change your name, your contact number, and your email address, of course. For the sake of the video, I just put Jane Doe. The next expert that I hired was Clarissa. They asked a few questions about dates and times, and they claimed to create a resume in 24 hours and charged $40 for that. So let's take a look at what they did. So again, we have here all the headers, everything is super nice, organized. Summary is there, portfolio link, city, province, good. Key skills, so they highlighted my general skills, technical skills, software, which is really nice, I think. It's also super ATS friendly, so if I wanna apply and there's an automated system, the system will know that it's a good resume. Professional and volunteer experience, so they put it all together. Here they said various events, and that's because I don't remember the names of the events, but if you do, you can always put it there. I also added some hobbies and activities, so photography, making collages, saying that I'm a perfect designer, I can design, I can take photos, like, you know, but you can also add some hobbies like, I don't know, maybe you like hiking, swimming. It's not mandatory, but if you feel like adding hobbies that might be relevant to your position, why not? I think Clarissa did a really good job. I really like the resume, and you could choose from different styles of formatting. They had some graphic template, but here's the thing. It's either ATS friendly or it's a graphic template, because graphic resumes, they are not really scannable, you know? As a designer, as a person who was applying for jobs, as a person who works in tech, has HR friends, I mean, it's either one or the other one. If you want a pretty resume, you can just, you know, hand it to people or maybe send it to people. But if you're applying through like a forum on the website, that's the way to go. And the last expert I hired was Yvonne, and she also created an ATS-friendly resume. She asked me a lot of questions. She clarified, she specified many things like dates, like courses I've taken. Do I want to include this courses or that courses, or do I want to like include this or that? Because, for example, my program, I had both design, web development, social media. So I was like, hey, I don't want to include web development skills because I'm applying for design jobs. I don't need those here. So she helped me maximize what I have without the experience and create a resume to start applying for jobs. So here we can also see headers, phone, email, portfolio, education, and credential. So she put my college, Dean's List, UX design client project, my degree. She also put my experience in here. So graphic designer, volunteer at Winterlude, all the dates. Also here the dates are highlighted because I, again, don't remember many dates, but don't forget to put yours in your resume. Overall, I think this resume looks also great. It's super easy to read. I think the robot, the automated system will love it. And as you can see, you can find experts for anything you need. If you need to rephrase your resume, they're here to help you. If you need to reformat your resume, you can also do that. And the prices, they vary from like $10 to $150. It's up to you. I wouldn't say that one of the resumes is better than the other one. I mean, they are all ATS friendly, so they pretty much look the same. Maybe the last one, they added a bit more information, they clarified more things. But if you look at all three, they pretty much contain the same information, but the wording might be different. And these are just 3 experts of thousands available on Fiverr. And don't just take my word for it. Take a look for yourself. Fiverr experts can help you not only with building your resume, but again with writing your resume. They can help you with your Cover letters. If you're applying for jobs, some of the experts will offer you a special pack, resume and cover letter. They can help you with proofreading your resume if you think you're good at English, but you still need someone to check for mistakes, maybe reformat, maybe add some commas. Fiverr experts. They can also help you with optimizing your LinkedIn profile, which is crucial for your job search in Canada. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today and take your job search to the next level with Fiverr. Use the link in the description box and yeah, let's start the job search. But one more thing before I let you go. Do not forget to customize your resume to every job you're applying for. You need to tailor your resume to every position because, for example, one job might have these skills that they need. Another job posting will have a bit different, maybe like using different words. This will help you stand out to your potential employer. This will help you to go through the ATS system and make it to the next round of interviews. But I think it's a topic for a whole another video. So if you want to learn more about it, make sure to let me know in the comments. Don't be discouraged if you don't have much work experience. Highlight some qualifications. Take some courses and add them to your resume. I think it's really important how you present and sell yourself rather than what skills, hard, soft, you have. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!